Now on to the Israel and Hamas conflict as the hostage crisis continues and Israel steps up its offensive against Hamas militants in Gaza. Angry protesters in Tel Aviv were seen holding placards shouting slogans calling for release of the hostages held by Hamas militants in the Gaza Strip. While Israel's army has confirmed 224 hostages are still being held captive ever since October 7th attack on Israel, on ground residents of the Israeli kibbutz of Kfar Aza protested outside the Ministry of Defense in Tel Aviv, calling for the release of the hostages held in the Gaza Strip.
אז עכשיו אנחנו באנו לצעוק את הצעקה שלנו, להחזיר את החטופים של הקיבוץ, להחזיר את החטופים של כל הדרום או של כל מי שנחטף לרצועה, ללא אמרות פוליטיות, ללא ימין או שמאל. אנחנו באנו לצעוק את הצעקה שלנו, אנחנו מדממים, הלב שלנו שבור. תחזירו לנו לפחות את החברים שלנו, אנחנו לא רוצים כסף, אנחנו לא רוצים נוף לים, אנחנו לא רוצים את אסמאעיל הנייה, אנחנו לא רוצים את מוחמד דף, אנחנו רוצים את ה-17 חטופים שלנו של הקיבוץ, אנחנו רוצים את ה-220 חטופים בכלל הרצועה, וזה הכל.
ביום שבת ב10:30 מהחדר שלה, אנשים בלי על טרוריסטים, מחבלים, דאעש, חטפו אותה מהחדר שלה, מהמקום הבטוח שלה, לקחו את הבת שלי, דורון, התינוקת שלי.
Now, a press conference for families of people believed to have been taken hostage by Palestinian militants was interrupted by air raid sirens. Crowds who had gathered to hear from relatives of some of the hostages had to evacuate as sirens sounded and explosions were seen overhead in Tel Aviv. According to the Al-Qassam brigades, Hamas's armed wing said that the estimated number of Hamas-held captives killed in Gaza due to Israeli strikes is around 50, and this comes after Israeli ground forces carried out a relatively large incursion into the Gaza Strip overnight to attack Hamas positions. Meanwhile, a Qatari negotiator said that the civilians being held hostages by Hamas in Gaza could be released within days. He cautioned, however, that any escalation in the conflict could jeopardize those efforts.
It's a very, very difficult negotiation that we've been dealing with. I always say that one of the most difficult mediation is difficult between two parties that have zero confidence in each other, and to have some sort of an indirect talks between the two sides is extremely difficult, you could imagine. So, and with this violence increases every day, with the bombing continuous every day, our task has become even more difficult. But despite that, we remain hopeful. We remain committed to our role of reaching out to the parties and with the aim of reaching a positive result.